last year, and a bunch of people helped us design that card. So she went through a bunch of development changes, so she's not quite as exactly like she was last year at Gen Con, but it's the same card. So, and then about a week after the pre-release is the actual release of the product. We're releasing the theme decks and the boosters at the same time going forward. We didn't get the best feedback we had hoped when we had the different release, so we're going to combine them together so you can get them all at the same time. You're not having to chase down a store who didn't want to bring it in until they're all in stock or whatever. You're welcome. There's the picture of the packs for Equestrian Odysseys. And then we have some of the theme decks. Has anybody seen the theme decks before? I think we spoiled these online.
Yep. This lineup is the ones you'll find at Hot Topic and other specialty stores sometime shortly after release week.
Yeah, and then here's the hobby and mass.
Yes.
I'll give out two.
No, they're mine. Also, they're heavy.
Oh, fair.
Also later. What's up?
Sure. So there's the theme decks.
Well,
now,
no. How do you want to go ahead and get something going?
You ask a question.
A question?
We have some stuff to give away. Some Equestrian Odysseys theme decks. We'll wait and give it out in a little bit.
I was ill prepared.
It's fun to get your hopes up and then,
I'll just put these ones in my backpack.
So for Equestrian Odyssey, the design team was Daryl and Rob, and the development team was Adam and myself. We're a relatively small, lean group, so we actually wear different hats at different times. So I write some cards, Adam writes some cards, Rob helps change some cards, Daryl helps change some cards, and then Daryl gets mad at all of us for not doing it the way he wanted it. He's not here, so we're just going to pick on him. So Equestrian Odysseys is actually the beginning of a new block. The block format allows us to do a lot of things. We can keep the themes contained within a block. We can develop the limited play to mix and match within the block, so you don't have to worry about, you don't have this aspect or that aspect to make a limited deck. The first set of the block will have uncommon mains, which will be the mains that you can proxy throughout the entire block. So when you play High Magic pre-release in November, you will be able to you can proxy the 6 uncommon mains out of Equestrian Odysseys, and that's just the way it'll be going forward. It allows us to really focus on both the themes and gameplay within the block, make things the way we want it to be. It gives also stores variety. You can run, starting in, 3 weeks, you can run block tournaments. So you can run a block tournament, which is, Equestrian Odysseys Forward, the Equestrian Odysseys block, or you can run the Premier block. Neither one of them will actually use the ancillary products, so both of them will be sans our favorite mains from Gen Con. So
that's true. So real quick, first hand up.
First.
Oh, yes, what's the answer? Nope. You have to give me something now. You got it wrong. This is Jeopardy. All right. Who voices this character? Oh, you.
Rebecca Socia.
Here you go.
There you go. So with the new block, one of the things that we get asked about the most, and those that follow us on Facebook and Twitter saw that we've spoiled some of these things already, is keywords. People like keywords. It helps them identify within a color or a strategy or so on and so forth. We're actually retiring most of the keywords, or at least putting some of them on hiatus from block 1. The keywords like Swift and Swift, Stubborn, and Caretaker we will probably use going forward, and then the rest are going to sit it out for a little bit. The exception to that is also Chaos. Chaos is actually going to probably be in every set going forward. It's a keyword we were very happy with. Rob and I have been there since before the game came out, and Adam joined shortly after. We wanted something similar to Chaos. It wasn't called Chaos until we obviously tied it to Discord. Yeah. But we wanted something similar from the beginning.
Yeah, for set 1 we would have, but
so it's just getting it right, getting it makes themes. What's up?
Correct.
So like random, we're not a fan of. I don't think anybody in the room is either. Something like inspired, we're okay with what inspired does. We're just not okay where it's timed. It's a very awkward time for players to remember. And I don't remember what and then we're not thrilled with Studious either. So I don't think anybody, again, in the room is thrilled with Studious. I mean, everybody, there's fans for Twilight Sparkle, so. So here are our new keywords that are introduced in the next set. So the first 6 are the keywords that match up with the iconic strategies, the iconic colors, and then vexing and immediate.
Strictly speaking.
So, Adam, is immediate a keyword?
Don't start with me. It's got bold. It's a timing phrase. It's not a keyword.
What's up?
Yeah,
We'll see you in a second.
So I hope when I was editing this that I kept them in the same order. It doesn't matter. So the first one up is calming. The rules text for calming, which you guys can see, is when an opposing friend enters play. It's calming X, so there's going to be a number after calming. So you would fill in a 1, you'd fill in a 2, you'd fill in a 19, whatever.
19.
It just depends.
19.
So you guys can see the rule text. If you have any questions, please, we'll have questions and answers at the end, but if you have a question as we go along, please feel free to ask. It's primarily in yellow, and it's really set up for tempo decks, decks that want to get to a fast start and maintain that throughout the, I'm sorry? So tempo decks play like aggro decks at the beginning, but that's not how they play the entire game. So.
Is it where you're at, or is it I have this in my home field, it affects them after problems?
Here.
It's here.
Just in this room.
Yep.
Sure. And then let's look at our calming card. For those that care about these things, it's card number 84, and it's an uncommon. Yeah.
They end up at 0.
Yeah, they don't get dismissed just because their power is reduced to 0, but it does go to 0.
So, real quick, what episode did this name for this character first appear in? Yes?
That one's not it, I'm pretty sure.
Yes? It is, yes. So here, come have this. Nice. And no, we've never actually seen them say this is Harry on screen, but he's a bear.
All right, so, and then the next one on the list, which is not, I can already tell this is not in the order I had it on the slide, but whatever. Competitive. So while involved in a face-off, this card is plus X power. It's primarily in blue. This is an aggro keyword. Blue is our hardest aggro color, so we try to give it most of the aggro tools. So it allows them to maintain a quick pace, try and get out fast, keep going fast.
Rewards them for contesting.
No, we're not retroactively adding the ability to things that have. It'll just go based on the game text that has, because I know some of these are obviously abilities we've already given cards. We're just keywording them now. What's up? Oh yeah. We're not banning or errating any cards like that. So, and then we'll look at a card.
Main character reveal. Which one is this?
Rainbow Dash.
Ah, yes.
She looks pretty good, no?
Anyone who's already taken pictures, we ask that you flash your memory card, please. No, it's fine.
Pictures are fine.
Yeah.
Except of me, I don't like pictures. I'm just kidding. It's fine, I don't care. And then we have Diligent. Diligent X, when you win a face-off involving this card, you may put a number of +1 counters on this card equal to X. I'm sorry?
It's going to be useful.
What's up?
My question is, those are permanent counters.
Yeah, +1
Yep.
+1 counters stay unless the card gets frightened or removed from play somehow or something like that.
Did you have a slide on here about super rares and ultra rares and stuff?
Not really, no. We can talk about it at the end.
So I was just going to say, because we're about to show an ultra rare, so I was just going to really quickly say. So just real quick, in case you guys didn't know, Equestrian Odysseys introduces super rares in between rares and ultra rares. So it'll go common, uncommon, rare, super rare, ultra rare, and then royal rares. Royal rares are just alternate art versions of ultra rares. You will not need royal rares to compete. We wanted to make sure collectors had something that no one else got boned. But super rares.
Boned is the technical term.
Technical
for
term.
those.
It's in the comp rules as of stuff. The super rares are now resemble the original ultra rares. So if you haven't seen ultra rares yet, you're about to see an ultra rare in Equestrian Odysseys for the first time.
So again, this is primarily in orange. It helps the bigger decks stay bigger. It allows you to have the mid-level pace.
Also, dual color Applejack.
So
Which game type is that? I can't even read through it. It's all good.
during a face-off, this card, flip an additional card.
Yep.
You guys are done?
What was the second one?
Opponents can't play cards during face-offs
geez,
involving
yeah.
this card. What's up? I mean, counters gives a lot of fun things to do with cards. It gives, you can build counting to, as an example, if we had counters with, hypothetically, if you had counters when pumped was a thing, you could just get pumped counters instead of pumped cards and stuff like that. So
Avoiding the counters initially was something that the design team wanted to do, which is why pumped is written the way that it is. It's sort of a backwards way of getting a counter where you just track with cards. But we found that it creates a lot of memory issues and things like that for people to remember where the card is and what it's attached to and what remembers what. So using just counters gives us a lot more space with a lot less complexity.
And you had a question?
Okay, so it says they get a certain number of +1 counters, but you said they're just counters. So it seems like there's a contradiction here. If you had that one, colors Discord card in one action token is like magic finger or snap a finger or something.
Finger snap, yeah.
If you remove that counter, would it actually be like a vanilla counter that would do whatever another card might say comes on do?
Nope. It's a +1 power counter, as will be defined in the set 5 comp rules.
yeah, man.
Just wondering about, for Applejack, since she has Diligent 1, due to her effect, she essentially has Diligent 2, correct?
Huh?
Essentially,
No.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
And then eccentric. Everybody knows what color this is primarily just by name, right? You're kind of.
A bunch of. So there are 3 returning keywords, like 3 pieces of text from the past coming back as keywords, and 3 brand new ones, and then a super brand new one that you'll see afterwards.
So, and then we have an eccentric card.
Drink up. What's your lack of obsession with Berry Punch?
I mean, to work on R&D, you have to drink a lot. So,
Release the Kraken.
I'm sorry. And then meticulous.
New.
Look at the top. Yeah, it's top X cards, but
Well, I just took Daryl's text.
that's fine.
It would be purple self-inspired, sort of.
It's the top X cards for each individual set.
Yeah, I didn't get the rules text from Adam, which is what I should have done. I got it from somebody else, and I guess he just randomly typed words and assumed they got together. The comp rules will, actually, these are in the rules, so. But
So like if you have something that has meticulous 2 and something else that has meticulous 1, you'll be able to look at the top 2 and then the top 1 separately. Yeah.
So ignore as it reads and listen to Adam.
Yeah,
You'll be- and then you'll be fine.
This is the text that we had in like an early document. It's not the final.
Exactly,
text.
yes.
sure. And then those that saw it, here's the card that has meticulous.
Yawn. If anyone doesn't know, this is the frame where she's kicking a kitten.
Strong. It is a good card. It was fun to play test. Everybody got their pictures? You ready for me to move on? All right. And then we have showy. Again, all of these have an X.
I should have put Sweetie Belle in here.
Probably.
That would have, well, I needed to have 2 mains, but. Which isn't that the one where it's literally pay 1 to give her showy 3 till end of turn?
Yeah.
So bonus spoiler, there's a Sweetie Belle that is I think no.
I don't remember.
Whatever timing it is, pay 1, Sweetie Belle gets showy 3 till end of turn. You can just keep paying that. It's still end of turn. It's a super rare. It's balanced, right?
And then there's the card that would be, of all the characters, showy would probably match on rarity the most.
Let's see, what is the opponents? Oh yeah.
Told you that, Lisa.
Which is pretty good. It can be.
What's up, man?
Yeah, so showy increases the cost that you're paying to move. If you're bypassing the cost, then there's nothing to increase.
So everybody likes rarity?
So now we're going to move on to a keyword that is not color locked in any way.
Well, I mean, these aren't, they're kind of color, they're not intended to be color locked. They'll
quotes.
move around, but they're intended to be strategy
You probably
locked.
won't see many meticulous blue cards.
Probably.
Blue purple maybe, but not blue blue.
I mean, we could,
Also purple.
there's this one.
But blue purple. Oh, you were talking, you didn't hear what I said.
So we have vexing. I mean, you want to have, it's a card game, so you want people to interact with each other. You want them to be able to, even if I am playing a strategy that's not interactive with your strategy, we want to introduce tools that players can force.
And speaking of blue being an aggressive color, and yet still can have some controlling cards like this. Flavor text. Oh, it's
Well, I mean, it costs 3. Yes, yeah. When you play
When you play it.
You can, when you play it.
yes.
Yes. All right. Ready for the next one? All right. So this isn't a keyword, but this is a new timing phrase. So it's, yeah, for those that play Magic, it would be instant speed.
Well, sort of.
Sort of,
We
or
don't-
an instant.
We don't really resolve actions in the same order.
Yeah, it would definitely be closer.
We use a queue, so things process one at a time. So it's not doesn't function the same way that something like an instant in Magic does. One of the problems that we had initially with the game was that it can be very tough to interact with your opponent, especially if your opponent doesn't really want to interact with you. Which is something we've been working to solve. Our timing system can get a little bit complex. We have a lot of different, when we first launched the game, there were a lot of different timing phrases and different times that you could do things and cards that work different ways depending on which specific combination of timing phrases were on them. So we've been winnowing those down over the course of the last few sets. Down basically we use main phase, face-off, and reaction at this point. And immediate gives us a tool for us to simplify that further, essentially go to just 2 timing phrases where things will either be main phase or they'll be immediate. And it allows us to design effects that'll let you interact on your opponent's turn without looking for a specific event to occur or like waiting for a special time or a certain thing to happen before your card can work.
What's up?
Regarding immediate, how would it interact with gotcha? Like, how would gotcha take priority over immediate, or would it be vice versa?
Gotcha doesn't
Yeah, I
mean
think-
anything. It's just a trait.
Yeah, I think Gotcha's currently unloaded.
Yeah, gotcha is just something we might eventually go find a gotcha card or something.
It's a trait that events can have, but it doesn't have like a rules meaning on its own.
Can you still use it if this card, if an immediate card is played?
You can just use it when it's appropriate to be used. Like,
Yeah. They don't interrupt anything. They don't change the fact that like this gets played before another card in any way. They're just, you can play this card when you have priority. Imagine, another way to think of it is, I think maybe someone already might have said this, but just in case, think of it as a reaction that doesn't have like a
Yeah, or it works essentially the same way as the face-off timing does, but
Yeah.
doesn't require you to be inside a face-off.
right, and these can still be used within face-offs. So
yes, ma'am.
Somebody responds to you with an additional immediate card, do they both resolve, or is?
So the way ours works, the timing works in My Little Pony is you resolve the card, and then you would do, if they still have action tokens or
So-
whatever, they can use an immediate
Yeah, so
effect.
each thing resolves one at a time. You would play your card, resolve it. They would play their card, resolve it.
I don't think there's, if anyone does anything, you can react to it with an immediate.
Yep.
And then after your immediate is resolved, they can react to it with an immediate, or anything else that they could legally react to it with. So
Yeah. So we have an
So-
immediate event.
Yeah. So going
So-
forward, that's
So you can see how that would be useful even in just the main phase, but at immediate, much more interesting. Oops.
yeah, essentially.
So dig for what you want and win all the face-offs. In stores soon.
This is a very purple card. What's up?
Question. Does it's only like the 4 cards that can be used for like the 3.
Nope, you can pull, if let's say you have 8 cards in your hand, then you play this, you suddenly have 12, you put 3 back on top.
Okay, that's
Any 3.
It is a good card. It's actually been in the design file since set 1. We just keep moving
Just
it.
non-immediate, and now that it's come out at immediate, it's the best it's ever going to be. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
And then we have another immediate card. We have it on a permanent.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, a few of you guys might have seen it at Gen Con.
Dun dun dun. What? Wedding ooze? I'm not familiar, Drew. I mean, look at the subtitle. I don't know what you're talking about. Nope, he's colorless.
I mean, the card I'm looking at has some green in it, but
Could I please have some liquid refreshment? That's not liquid. It is refreshing.
and then one of the other things which we're introducing with set 5 is single color problems. So, there's some complexity issues for all levels of players about trying to have to pair into 2 colors or multiple. Some color decks are obviously more than just 2. The other thing is we've been asked about it literally every time we have a conversation about cards with the public. They ask about monocolored problems, so it is time to do some.
Oh, yep.
Will there be enough monocolored problems to make a monocolored deck?
Yes.
That's
Many
the idea.
monocolored decks, hopefully. At least 6. So someone's going to ask the question.
Why didn't we rotate this?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why I didn't.
Adam, can a player confront this problem with a single 6-power blue friend?
Yeah.
Everyone get that?
So sorry it's not rotated. Somebody didn't point out that it wasn't. What's up?
They aren't even on all of the problems. It's one of the knobs we have to turn on a problem to balance it.
There's an interaction of balance going between how much of a specific color is required, the value of the game text on the problem, that all has a relationship to the power difference between the 2 sides and playtesting.
And then last year we had a design a card.
Who was at the BronyCon last year design a card? Good job.
Well, there's a lot more people in this room, and as you can see on the little screen, we have another design a card tomorrow night.
You do?
Yes.
But I'm going to dinner at that time.
Well, no, yeah, you're gonna bring us dinner in the
that's
design
right.
card.
That's right.
And then here is last year's designer card.
What's up?
What is the weirdest thing about this Pinkie Pie card?
Oh wait,
There you
hang
go.
on, hang on.
You got
What's
there.
up? What's up?
The weirdest thing about this Pinkie
that
Pie
she's
card?
white?
That she's white.
We have a question?
No, the bonus stays the same problem. So the bonus, if it's gone, is already gone. It just doesn't get replaced, and you exhaust her instead.
And since it's not being replaced, friends stay there, resources stay there. The problem just doesn't, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but all the things that make friends go home, resources get dismissed by the game, etc.,
Yeah, that's
happen because of the problem being replaced, not because the problem is solved.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, problem stays. Yes. Yeah, it's what's a replacement modifier, right?
Yeah.
It's instead.
Yeah. It's not actually a trigger, it's a replacement modifier.
And then
So that's the difference between an ultra rare and a royal rare.
you can see they're the same basic card, except one looks a little bit more royal than the other one.
So yeah, one gently violates the border, and the other one says there are no borders. And have we heard if we can actually say the ratios?
We gave him out at Gen Con.
Oh, we did? Like numerically?
Like roundabout.
Well, I can just say that super rares are almost 3 times more common than ultra rares were, and ultra rares are something like 3/4 more common to get than they used to be, approximately. Little easier to get ultra rares, and super rares are half as hard as that, just twice as easy as
And the
that.
royal rares are about 1 per case, and our cases are moving to 6-box cases instead of 12-box cases. So you're looking at around 1 per case.
So we no longer have parallel foils. You may have noticed that cards that are really good, like rares that had parallel foils, that you might even get the foil rare more commonly than the actual rare, just because of the way the card sheets work. So a lot of the foils, only collectors were remotely interested in a lot of them, and what we decided was that we could better use that resource by making all super rares foils, and super rares, ultra rares. So that means that there is now a foil in every 3 packs instead of every 4, and they're never parallel foils. They're always either a super rare, ultra rare, or royal rare. So Anybody who said, "Oh, I hope that card's in foil," I'm sorry, it isn't, unless it's a super rare or ultra rare.
Yeah, what's
Yes.
up?
Or a promo.
Yes.
So before, we used to get about 3 to 4 ultra rares per box, right?
You'll probably be averaging about 4 instead of like usually you'd be getting 3 under our current scheme, and occasionally 4, or occasionally 2.
If you guys want to do some open Q&A, I mean, it doesn't have to be about Equestrian Odysseys. You're welcome to ask R&D questions.
Wait, yes.
So he's got a microphone.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have a microphone around. Do you want to make everybody who actually might want to answer the question, raise your hand to see if we need to form a line. And then we can leave it up to BronyCon gentleman's decision if we need a line or if he's just going to walk around.
I mean, a line is, we only have 20 minutes, so a line might work.
He knows. He's run these things.
We have a few of the decks for sale at the booth, but we'll also have them for sale in the tournament area, so you're welcome to swing by.
Will it be for sale at the Harmony tournament?
Maybe?
I mean, it's the same, what's the Harmony tournament's the thing tonight?
Yes, they won at 3 p.m. today.
Oh yeah, it's in the same room where we'll have them for sale.
So we'll have to have those 2 decks.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Best question, wins the deck and a dev card.
Or we're just gonna give some out too. What's up, man?
What's the best card?
I'm sorry?
What's the best card, in your opinion?
Clearly this one.
I like all of them. No, the card I like playing the most is probably Twilight Sparkle Ursa Vanquisher.
Clearly this card.
I don't know what the other guys. So, what's your favorite card?
Well, whenever I get all of that Applejack Ultra Rare.
It
that's
looks
gonna be
pretty cool,
sweet.
huh? Well, thanks for the question, man.
So, just in Equestrian Odyssey, what are your each favorite colors, just of all the cards?
Oh man.
I like the colors that are the ponytone colors are.
Mostly in orange and pink.
So orange and pink was the deck that I played a lot of. We spoiled. There's a whole cycle of ponytones in Equestrian Odysseys. We spoiled at Gen Con. I'm sure they've been spoiled online as well. They all have come into play effects, and they have the barrel that they hide in or whatever. It helps you put them back to your hand, so you can play the come into play effects over and over again. So that was my favorite deck to playtest. Adam just played all the decks that beat me in playtesting. So.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the suite of blue-purple 2-color cards are a lot of fun to play with, so I had a lot of fun messing with those. I think we previewed one of them earlier, and then we previewed another, might have been the first preview for the set, but I think there's 5 or 6.
Yep.
And I am so busy writing stuff that I have not play tested set 5 at all, sadly. It is
He'll write cards,
Get on that.
but. So.
Thank you.
Thanks.
My question would be, based on like a community output, like would it be possible if you were to like influence like certain groups to be formed in like different territories of like either like the U.S. or other places that might have like your card game like sort of like the meetup groups, like how they've been doing it, like does Enterplay have plans of like trying to help with like getting the communities together for card games?
Yeah, we have the plans that are currently in place. We have a system through the meetup groups can acquire prize kits every quarter, and then hobby retailers can get prize kits as they're refreshed through their distributor. We also, I know everybody believes it's the actual unicorn that doesn't exist, but we do have software that will help run tournaments and have players find tournaments, but that is stuck in a review that I have nothing to do with any longer. So we hope to have that live before too long, but I don't want to put a date on it because it was supposed to be live a while ago. But so yeah, those things kind of are out there now. If you don't follow us on Facebook, I recommend that you do that. Our larger events, we make sure to share through there. They get tweeted back out as well. Like the pre-releases again in 2 weeks. And there's not many places in the country that will be left out. And pre-releases are, if you guys haven't been, pre-releases are great to just show up and get new cards, to have a good time. You don't have to be good at the game. You don't have to win. You get prizes for everyone. So.
Yeah, and we'll also be continuing to try and expand our tournament series, like the store champs and the regional champs, so that there are more of those things going on on a continuous basis, which should help groups to try and sort of
We should
coalesce
have-
around those tournament series.
We should have store champs in the fall and regionals either at the end of the year or right at the beginning of the year, and then we'll have another season next year.
Thank you.
Does anybody have a favorite cereal that would be appropriate for this? That might be the card you get at a regional. You can figure it out from there.
Apple Jacks.
Trixie.
I can neither confirm or deny. I like Fruity Pebbles myself, but
Oh yeah.
Okay. My question is, are you going to cycle out booster packs eventually like Magic the Gathering, or are all the booster packs always going to be tournament legal?
so you're talking about their version of rotation that they use in standard? Is
In
that what
Magic the Gathering,
Okay,
yes.
yeah. We currently have no plans for standard.
Thank
But
you. Please do not do it. Thank you.
however, we do plan on supporting block, which has a somewhat
That's fine. It's not just, you can do different formats, just don't cycle them out for official tournaments, please.
But yeah, the game that will be played for the 2016 Continental Championships will every card that's ever been put out that isn't like on the ban list you can use.
That's fine. Thank you.
And 2017 probably too.
What are some cards or aspects of cards that were inspired by your family?
by
Families.
Oh, families?
by families. Every pink card I write, I end up doing things. My daughter's favorite when she was a little girl was Pinkie Pie. So the Cloney Pie was actually started out of her being crazy or so on and so forth. No, actually not the Cloney Pie. The Element of Laughter, and everybody knows that's not a very good card because she's got a page and a half of game text. She started off as a very good card, in fact, incredibly broken, but it started off because she was freaking out over a birthday party that she wanted to get more people to, so that's where the Pinkie Pie thing comes from. So here,
Adam or Trevor?
have a Pinkie Pie deck.
Do either of you, Adam or Trevor, remember what Supportive was originally called? I can't. Supportive had a different name when it was. Oh yeah.
I showed up in the middle of that set. I was
Okay.
supportive when I
So
got there.
Supportive had a name before Supportive, and
Awesome.
at some point, it came to me like, what if it was giving bonuses because it's like
Oh, it
family?
was- yeah, I
So like Supportive became Supportive because it would make sense to theme directly to being like Rainbow Dash's dad and Rarity's dad or Rarity's mom and dad, et cetera, et cetera.
Most of the supportive cards are like family members of the main six.
And Angel being supportive and like just been like, I'm supportive is the best.
What's up?
So some of your cards had flavor text that eventually turned out to be like spoilers for unreleased episodes.
Yes.
How far ahead of time do you get your show spoilers?
We've got season 9. I am definitely serious.
He's not.
No, we get about, what, 6 months in advance?
Like 9
Sometimes.
months. Like we found out about season 6 the same day everyone else did. For example, I haven't seen an Equestria Girls 3 script yet. I haven't seen the movie script yet. I haven't seen season 6 scripts yet. So
But we, in a lot of cases, we are anywhere from 3 to 9 months in advance.
I know how this season ends. Come at me. Don't come at me.
Darth Vader turns out to be Luke's
I'll
father.
paper cut you. See, search your heart.
What's up?
Are the Dazzlings going to be in the new Equestrian Odyssey?
Is the Dazzlings? No, they are not. They are not.
But you can have a theme deck instead.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I am also a big fan of
What's
them.
up, man? You having a good
Well,
con?
actually,
Yeah.
Where are you from?
From New Jersey.
Okay.
woo.
Don't drink the water there, I heard, or something? All right.
So, when developing the game, what kind of speed do you look for? The rate at which players gain resources? I mean, like, to use 2 other card games as an example, I know in Magic the Gathering, resources are a very precious commodity, sort of, so cards that draw from your deck are usually pretty good. While in, say, the Pokemon CCG, they recently had to do their first ban in a long time because players were basically cycling through their deck. So, like, what kind of speed are you looking for?
You mean like the velocity you go through your deck itself?
Yes. But
We had that conversation a lot at the beginning. We'd like people to go through half to 2/3 of their deck in a game. Obviously, when the game is very fast, that doesn't happen. When you don't have a lot of card draw, like for example, like you say Magic, I've played Magic games where I've only gone through the top 10 cards plus the original 7. So we want it to be about a half to 2/3. It just, obviously a pink deck goes through it a little faster, and a purple deck sees a lot more of it, even though they don't go through it all. It just, is that about what you're looking for?
Yeah.
How many do you go through when you play a game?
not many.
Okay.
Oh, that's usually because I lose pretty quickly, but
Sure.
not that good at this game.
I have a real quick question for the audience. Let's say that there were going to be 10 cards in a future set, and this isn't like, haha, it's already happening, I want to see how you feel. This is an actual question. Let's say there were going to be about 10 Equestria Girls cards in future sets. Raise your hand if you don't care. You're just like, whatever, that's fine. Raise your hand if you are like excited that that would be cool, like you want a Sunset Shimmer main character card or etc. Now, raise your hand, and this is no hate. Raise your hand if you would really strongly prefer we didn't put anything Equestria Girls in the game. I'm not even going to ask you why, that's fair. Now, keep your hand up if you would legitimately quit playing the game if we put Equestria Girls cards in. Okay. And that's fine. That's fair. No hate on him.
It's more of if they're like completely broken, like some of the cards that you have to ban already. If they become like that, yeah, I might be on the edge.
Well, we try not to write cards that we want to get banned.
So
sometimes it obviously happens, given the fact we have banned cards. But are you actually from Florida, man? Or are you just taunting me with your orange juice shirt?
No, I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Oh, okay.
Florida, Canada.
So my question is, now that you have keywords like immediate, so in the new set, Equestrian Odysseys, would players now have answers towards players who play decks that score a majority of points on their turn and just play by themselves, combo on and on and on and on, just watch
there's some cards that have immediate that can interrupt stuff like that. So there's other things that, we have I can't remember the character that ended up on when you play this character, you can name a card and they can't play that card. That helps mess those. The Octavia.
Harsh Judge. Yep.
So nothing like your opponent's turn ends immediately, that sort of thing?
There's definitely a card like that in the design files, but I don't think it's printed because that's hard to balance.
Yeah.
I think I might have threatened Daryl with a hammer.
Yes.
So, like ending turns before they're supposed to end is not really good design. We try not to do stuff like that, even though it's obviously exciting when you can do something like that, but we'll see.
It's more fun when you can do it to yourself for a really good reason than when you're screwing someone else's turn up.
So, but there are definitely things that interrupt stuff like that. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. What's up?
So when you guys were going through the 4 cards that you chose to ban for a certain turn,
okay,
like a guidance counselor, were there any other cards that almost got banned? Or
yes.
Would you? Oh, which cards?
Good question.
What cards were almost banned?
They were a My Little Pony card.
Yeah.
Berry
Dreams.
So, I believe it is incredibly irresponsible for the R&D team to speculate on the power level of cards unless we're prepared to actually do something about it. It's not fair to the player base. It's just not. I know there are games that do that, and I think they're wrong.
If we sat here right now and said, here are the 3 cards we each personally think shouldn't be in the game, then there's going to be someone you play against someday. While you're using that card, they're going to say, yeah, well, the team doesn't even like this card, so congrats on your game.
Now, we can talk about a card like...
One of the many reasons.
To use Ursa Vanquisher as an example, we're not happy how Ursa Vanquisher ended out because she should probably only play on her... She should only affect things on her problem, not the other problem. So we can have conversations like that. I just think it's not responsible for us to send you guys in the wrong direction. It's just not fair to you guys. It's not necessarily you specifically, but the whole community will latch on to something like that. So if we're going to talk about a card being too strong or too over the curve or too uninteractive or anything like that, we should talk about it when we are ready to get rid of it. That's just the way it is. So stay tuned in a couple of weeks, maybe.
And I don't think any of us ever actually wanted to even ban Ursa Vanquisher. We've all just
No. We're not happy that it's not printed the way we want
exactly.
it.
It always comes down to discussion point. Like if we wrote Carbo Loader tomorrow, it would have said here.
Yeah.
For example.
First, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
My question has to do with kind of with the blocks. Does that mean now, not in standard tournament, but when we play at tournaments, that our tournament organizer can do like only cards in Premier or Equestrian Odyssey and beyond, and that's it? And also have tournaments where all 5 sets are legal?
Yes, this formats we'll support are block, which you can pick one of the 2 blocks, Harmony format, which is. So we're only going to have like 2 more questions after this. Sorry, guys. Block, Harmony format, which is everything, plus the ban list. Chaos, which is, Chaos has its own rules, but it usually does follow the ban list. And then limited tournaments, and then there's 2 different types of limited, draft or sealed. So.
Thank you.
But it'll be up for the tournament organizer. If you play in a store and you want it to be a certain type, let your tournament organizer know that. Sorry for the people that didn't get their questions asked. I'm in the tournament hall all weekend. Feel free to swing by and ask me a question.
Is that a Gen Con Rainbow Dash?
Yes. What's up?
From across the room.
Vexing seems to like add a little more interactiveness across all the colors since it isn't limited to one. Will we see any like mechanics bleed between the colors? Because unless you're playing pink at the moment, you really can't kill anything.
So certain abilities are hard-coded to certain colors, but almost nothing is exclusive to a color. Some things are just better at things than others.
Okay. Yeah, like most of the new keywords, they exist primarily in one color, but they will appear in 1 or 2 other colors as well.
But regular, just standard removal of a friend is a pink ability. Okay. So, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to show up in other colors. Like white banishes things; it's the same effective way. So, thank you.
What's your favorite card that didn't make it into the game?
I'm sorry?
What's your favorite card that didn't make it into the game?
I don't know. I mean,
we had. Oh man. I don't know if it's.
Adam and I are the ones that end up cutting a lot of the cards, so we're the ones.
The first thing that comes to my mind, I don't know if it's a favorite, but there was originally a Crystal Heart that was an alternative win condition.
I mean, since it hasn't been printed, since I'm the one that kept using it in playtesting, this is the card that. But it's obviously I fixed that problem.
Now it's being printed.
So, but
yeah, any card that gets cut from a set always has an opportunity to make it into a future set, especially if it's one of the cards that we like the most. So.
I mean, a lot of things get pushed back because they didn't work, but a lot of things just get pushed back because you don't have enough room. You didn't get it right. You want to keep moving forward. So, but thanks. You guys have had.
There was an anti-gravity spell. Remember the anti-gravity spell from the King Sombra episode? There was an anti-gravity thing where it was just like take the problem card, go like this. Doesn't get printed for some reason. Anyway, I believe Trevor was just about to say thank you to someone. Maybe.
So again, Rob has some more stuff to give away.
Yeah, that's true. What's this? Hey. Is this? Which one is this?
The one that hasn't been given out yet.
Oh gosh, this is like serious.
Well, then give it out.
Okay. I don't
know. It has
know.
to be a Fluttershy-based question.
Fluttershy-based
question.
It's
the unreleased
Canterlot Knights.
Foil main.
Yeah. I should probably put that in a sleeve.
Probably.
I don't have a sleeve. Okay.
It is a little dinged on the corner, so if you're going to resell it, I don't know that that's going to work out. But you can taunt your friends with it.
I don't even know. It's always hard to think of trivia questions on the fly.
Yeah, there's no Fluttershy cosplay.
There's literally, is there any cosplay? There's a Discord hat.
Well, then Discord gets it.
What's this? What'd you throw
Just
up
give
here?
it to Discord.
Oh, thank you.
You can give it to Discord.
All right, well, Discord. Does anyone here have, okay, Discord, here you go. And Shining Armor or Guard. Here. And give this to Drew for being in cosplay. Drew is in cosplay as himself.
We got more stuff.
We have more stuff. Trevor, Adam, give things away. Come on.
Here, we'll make these with Adam. Adam gets to give. I gave out other stuff.
Can I just throw one?
Who asked the
No,
question
don't
about
throw.
how far in advance we know in the future? Did you get
All right.
anything yet? Or come get something for
Do you,
being
want
ballsy?
do you want a pack of Absolute Discord or a Pinkie Pie theme deck?
Your terms are acceptable. The pact is sealed.
Does anyone? Is that a contact?
Yeah.
All right. Who does Kazumi Evans sing for? I didn't ask you to raise your hands. Too late. I know.
You asked a bunch of questions here, man. You want a theme deck or a?
I don't know who you're looking at.
You're right here, first row. Uno. Yeah.
Nova Brony, yes.
I would like to have a pack.
Okay.
Would you like to open it in front of everyone?
Yes.
All right. Spoilers.
It's multiple foil.
So they're probably going to make us run off here in a little bit. We have a whole tournament schedule. If you are just here to enjoy the con and you don't want to spend all your time playing in tournaments, we completely understand. If you want to swing by and say hello, we have some developer promos to give out throughout the weekend. The event that I would really recommend you kind of come and play is our Chaos event. So. Isn't the Chaos tournament after the hall closes? Well, then, yeah, it's at 8:30 tomorrow. I will lose my voice. I will not have my voice on Sunday. So, we will not still be here playing at 2 o'clock in the morning. I will tell you that much right now.
What's the highest level sponsor? What's the highest level sponsor level? Is there anyone here who is a diamond? All right, what's the next step down? Who is platinum above gold? Is anyone here who is?
You can just give her a card. It's fine. All right. Well, again, thanks everybody. For
Anybody who
coming
doesn't
out.
hurt themselves getting up here and hasn't already gotten something, and it only takes one, can have one of these.
That Atlanta girl.
What's up? Okay, well, fine, you didn't take it. There are not that many. There was 3 on the table. There, that, and that. That's